Hello everybody, today we'll be checking out Swordsman Mockman and how to build him. So let's start with the gear as always. Now you can always use one-tree split if you don't need speed on Mockman. And if you don't really want survivability, you just want to one-shot heroes. In that case you can use one-tree split. However, in most situations you want to run full resonance. This is way more survivability, a little bit less damage, but also the speed you might want. So you can just use it basically everywhere. Then we have the stones. Now stone is little bit different compared to other heroes. You kind of want to set up the stone with your artifact. So if you want a round 2 burst, you can use a Punisher on him with Holy Damage Attack Stone or Holy Damage Skill Damage Stone. Or if you want to use Melodic Strings to burst down enemies round 1, in that case you want to use Crit Damage Stone. And if you don't outspeed the enemies, you can use Speed Attack Stone, of course. So with the Holy Damage Attack Stone, you are using it in Void campaign and also the Seal Land. This is for, low attack. If you got low attack on your Mockman, for example, he is your first Transcendence, or you don't have high house levels, in that case you can use Holy Damage Attack Stone. And otherwise, if you have very high attack on your Mockman and sublimations like everything, in that case it looks like Holy Damage Skill Damage Stone is better than the Holy Damage Attack Stone. So I didn't really know this before. Apparently skill damage is a very good stat on Mockman. Very interesting. We don't really see this stone on other heroes at all, so yeah. And for the round 1 burst, you want to use crit damage stone, of course, with Melodic Strength. Otherwise, as I said, if you don't outspeed enemies, you can use the Speed Attack Stone. And maybe Speed Crit Stone could also work. However, like, you can just RNG your way if you don't need to be consistent, especially in like Void campaign, Seal Land, wherever. You don't really need to hit crits every time. You can just rely on some RNG. So Speed Crit Stone is kind of worse in that case. You are better off with the Speed Attack Stone. Next up we have the artifacts. Again, if you just want to burst down enemies, you want to use Melodic Strings for round 1 active, you can use this in Void Vortex, Realms Gate, Void Campaign, PvP, Tower, and Seal Land. Otherwise, if you are looking for a second round active, a strong burst second round, Punisher is your choice. And you can use it in, again, Void Vortex, Realms Gate, Tower. Kind of depends on what team you are using with Mockman. So you can use like either round 1 or round 2 burst. And then we have the Hunter's Cane for Broken Spaces, of course. If he is your main homeowner, you can just use Hunters because boss fights takes up to 15 rounds. And Hunters has the best damage in long fights. Next up we have the artifacts. So in PvP you can always run Crown or Snow Hearts, of course, on any Transcendence hero you want. And it just works. And we have the AMB here for Tower and Purgatory. Now in Purgatory you definitely want AMB on Mockman because it is both speed, some survivability, and also pretty good damage still. And in Tower, this is not exactly for Tower usage. You want to use many artifacts in Tower. However, there are like some ways with dot and like low hitting, many times hitting, like Garuda, Russell or something. So these kind of heroes you can counter with AMB. In those ways, you can use AMB on Mockman. Otherwise, you are better off with Melodic Strings or Punisher still. Next up, we have the enables. Of course, Mockman is a carry hero, so you want the offensive setup. And if you cannot outspeed enemies, you can try to do it with speed enables. So either go 2-2, 4-2-2, full offensive, or if that speed helps you, you can go 3-2, 4-3-2. Of course, you can also mix them up a little bit. Depends on what you are facing, how much speed you need. And also the Purify, you can change around, as always. Next up, we have the Imprints. Now, the best Imprints for Mockman is crit damage reduction. However, if you are looking for Like for example, you cannot kill the boss round one in somewhere. I don't know, maybe Sealand. You cannot maybe kill enemies in Realms Gate round one. In that case, you can draw damage reduction for holy damage or skill damage to be able to one-shot them actually. It's something to consider. Because most of the time, as long as you have enough damage for something, you are good to go. Just like how I do with my Aspen. So, you can always consider the offensive imprints whenever you want. And these three are the best. Yep, that is all I got. Of course, you might want control immunity versus some waves, especially for like Sherlock's, Holmes Young, whatever. And you might want to use block in some cases. If you are running an AMB on him for some waves, with the block as well, you will be blocking every attack probably. So that is something to consider. Next up, we have the Tree of Origin. Now, Mockman gets very strong with the Tree of Origin upgrades. So his active upgrades are very good, of course. Basic upgrade, I wouldn't really recommend it. It is pretty bad. I mean, if you're looking for some healing, it is good, I guess. Like, every healing helps on Mockman, I believe. He doesn't heal that much. And then its first passive is very good upgrade. And the second passive is also a good upgrade. However, as you can see, the last sublimation here is pretty bad from what I've heard. Because it changes the form of Mockman faster. You don't want that from what I heard, so try not to do it, I guess. And this is what I would recommend how to upgrade the skills in order. Of course, like maxing out the active is pretty good. You have three good upgrades there, that is pretty insane. Next up, you probably want to just unlock this passive skill upgrade, and then start working on the last passive up to here. So that is what oh, never mind, I I did this part. I'm kind of mixed up on this, to be honest. I was gonna write this in this order, but it takes a while to P5 a hero, right? So if you don't have P5 yet and you have sublimations, definitely go for this part. But for example, if you are switching to Mockman and you are gonna P5 him right from the start, in that case you can go for this part first before this one. And I wouldn't recommend 12 really. Like, these are good, but really, like, I don't think it's worth that much. Unless you have a giant killer, very big homeowner, Mockman. In that case, go all the way up to 15. Otherwise, I would stop at 11. And yeah, never do the 16. Never do this, I guess. People don't seem to recommend it. And as you know, I don't really have a Mockman. I don't know how to build them, so I took some help to make this video. So thank you to Baldi for pinging Lexi. Thanks to Veritas for recommending Loli. Thanks to Broken Name for his sacrifice pinging Loli. And Loli was a great help, as you can see. Helped a lot with the video. Thank you so much for that. Sadly, I didn't get to voice reveal Loli, so whatever. Also thanks to Lexi for help. And roasted chicken because, I don't know, K is cute. So that's all I got. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.